Hello everybody, I am Ankita and this is my lecture 7. This lecture is on European Convention on Human Rights, ECHR. It is basically for the protection of human rights and fundamental freedoms in Europe. It was drafted in 1950 and the convention entered into force on 3rd September 1953. The convention also established European Court of Human Rights. Any person who feels his right or her right have been violated under the convention by a state party can take a case to the court. Judgments finding violation are binding on the states concerned. Also, a committee of ministers of the Council of Europe was formed to monitor the execution of these judgments. Second, we will be discussing on history. Why this convention was formed in Europe? Basically, because after the Second World War, and second reason was the convention was a response to the growth of communism in the Central and Eastern Europe, and it was designed to protect the state members of the Council of Europe from communist subversion. From 7th to 10th May 1945, with the attendance of politicians, civil society representatives, academicians, business leaders, trade unionists, and religious leaders, has organized a gathering. The gathering was named the Congress of Europe in Hague, which demonstrated the initial seeds of modern European institutions, including ECHR. So, this gathering, called Congress of Europe in Hague, was called as a seed for the development of ECHR, European Convention on Human Rights. This convention was opened for signature on 4th November 1950 in Rome. It was ratified and entered into force on 3rd September 1953. What is meant by ratified? Ratified means signed. Okay. Rights and freedoms under European Convention. So, under European Convention, there were many rights as well as many other protocols. We will cover the important ones. Article 2, which is right to life and right to liberty and security of person. Article 5. Article 3, which is freedom from torture or to inhuman and degrading treatment or punishment. You will get the detailed explanation of these articles also in my previous lectures in UEHR also, so I am not explaining in detail here. Article 4, which is prohibition of slavery and forced labor. So, under this article, no one shall be held in slavery or servitude, or no one shall be required to perform forced or compulsory labor. Freedom from, Article 6, that is right to fair and public hearing. Everyone charged with a criminal offence shall be presumed innocent until proved guilty according to law. He shall be informed promptly of the nature and cause of the accusation against him. Adequate time and facilities for the preparation of his defense must be given. To have the free assistance of an interpreter if he cannot understand or speak the language used in court. Article 7, which is non-retrospective application of criminal law. What is non-retrospective means? Non-extent to prior time. It will not be applicable to prior time. Okay. So here, no one shall be held guilty of any criminal offence on account of any act or omission which did not constitute a criminal offence at the time when it was committed. So, in the simple words, if at the time when the crime was committed and at that time that society, that country or that nation doesn't attribute it as a crime, then it is not a crime. And later on, if because of some changes in the law, that particular act is considered as a crime, then the punishment will not apply retrospectively, because at the time of the crime, the law was not there to establish it as a crime. Okay. Uh, in the furtherance of this article, nor shall a heavier penalty be imposed than the one that was applicable at the time the criminal offence was committed. For example, at the time of the criminal offence, if the penalty was 1,000, and then after the changes in the law, it was like 5,000, then only the 1,000 penalty has to be paid by the accused, because the law will not work as retrospectively. Article 8, that is right to respect for private and family life. Right to respect for his private and family life, home and correspondence. It means there should be no interference by a public authority except accordance with law is necessary in a democratic society in the interest of national security, public safety or economic well-being of the country. Article 9, right to freedom of thought, conscience and religion. This has been already discussed in UBHR and other conventions. Right to freedom of expression, Article 10. This right specifically also include the freedom to hold opinion, to receive and impart information and ideas without interference by public authority. Section 11, that is freedom of assembly and association. It includes the right to form and join trade unions for the protection of his interests. Article 12, which is a very important right to marry and to found a family. So, any man or woman of a marriageable age have the right to marry and to found a family according to the national laws exercised in that country. Article 13, right to have effective remedy for a national tribunal against the violation of the rights and freedom. So, these were the rights. There are more different articles on this. Now we will come on protocol. Article 1 of Protocol 1 is right to the peaceful enjoyment of his possession, means every natural or legal person is entitled to the peaceful enjoyment of his possession. Now, who is the legal person? A company can also be a person, a legal person for possession of a property, right? So, even a legal person is entitled to the peaceful enjoyment of his possession. No one shall be deprived of his possession except in the public interest and subject to the conditions provided by the law. Right to education under Article 2 of Protocol 1. Then Article 3 under Protocol 1 is holding of free election at reasonable intervals by secret ballot. Protocol 6, that is abolition of Article 1 of Protocol 6, that is abolition of death penalty. Article 3 of Protocol 4, freedom from expulsion from a state. Now, what is expulsion from a state? You cannot be removed or expelled from a state until and unless for a security of a specific country. Article 2 of Protocol 7, that is right of review of conviction by a higher court. What is conviction? Conviction is supervision by a higher court. It is free for the higher court to review the conviction. Conviction means a decision given by a lower court. So a higher court is free to supervise the conviction given by a lower court under Article 2 Protocol 7. And freedom from collective expulsion, that is under Article 4 of Protocol 4. So these articles can be derogated